Seven. Over here. Seven. Over here. Look here. Look here. Seven. Look here. Seven over here. Seven. Over here. Seven. Smile.
Halloween 2025 is shaping up to be a weird one, folks. Two hottest costumes this year? Well, you got Philly's Karen, because taking a ball from a child is wrong. Seems to be the one thing that we can all agree on these days. And as always, basically anything sexy. Sexy nurse, sexy nun, sexy Stanley Cup. If it exists, someone added fishnets and a push-up bra to it. Now, don't get us wrong. We're all for creativity and confidence. Some sexy costumes absolutely slay, girl boss. But others, they're the kind of choices that make you question humanity's collective judgment. At some point, the costume industry just started mashing random nouns with sexy, and then they called it a day. I'm Seven McAllister for Seven Entertainment. Let's take a look at 7 sexy Halloween costumes that are really stupid. Now, before we get into that, we appreciate your support, so if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and give a sweet little nudge to that notification bell. Also, real quick, in order for something to qualify for this list, it needs to be a costume that you can purchase on the internet today. We're not bashing any homemade ideas. I need a creative team to be sitting around a boardroom thinking, yeah, we're gonna package and market this. Number 1, yeast of your worries. Food has always kind of been sensual. It's the one socially acceptable way to moan in public. Just ask anyone who ever watched When Harry Met Sally. Meg Ryan didn't just fake an orgasm in that diner, she turned pastrami on rye into a cultural milestone. Think of the spaghetti scene in Lady and the Tramp. 2 dogs, 1 noodle. Suddenly, Disney taught a generation that romance is about shared carbs and questionable hygiene. 9.5 weeks, where Mickey Rourke and Kim Basinger turned the fridge into an X-rated buffet. Then there's Call Me By Your Name, where a peach got more action than most people on Tinder. Food seduces because it's messy, indulgent, and shamelessly physical. Everything polite society pretends it's not. We don't just eat, we experience the smell, the texture, the way it lingers. But, banana bread? Like, if you're going for a bread product, you go for something with great buns, you know, maybe a roll in the hay, or, I'm really needing you tonight. All right, let's move on. I'm starting to hate myself. Number 2, what's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Remember 2019? Simpler times. Before the world fell apart, we all collectively lost our minds over a chicken sandwich. Popeyes dropped a crispy, spicy bomb that sent America into a deep-fried frenzy. Suddenly, every drive-thru became a battleground. Lines wrapped around blocks, people were reselling sandwiches like they were Supreme drops. Someone probably tried to NFT one. Chick-fil-A, the self-proclaimed moral authority on poultry, got dragged into the chicken. Twitter turned into the world's pettiest food court. Popeyes employees, bless their souls, were working like they were on the front lines of a national crisis. Customers acted like this sandwich could grant immortality. And yeah, it was good. Juicy chicken, nice buns, spicy mayo that could solve minor emotional trauma, but was it risk getting into a fist fight in a parking lot over? That's debatable. For a brief, glorious moment we united, not through politics or peace, but through poultry. The Popeyes chicken sandwich wasn't just a meal, it was the last great thing we agreed upon before the world went completely insane. So maybe in 2019, this would have been a somewhat timely, although kind of lame costume. Why the hell are they still selling the thing today? And you can't just push it off as just some run-of-the-mill chicken sandwich. It says sold out right on the crotch. Why would you put it on the crotch? Well, speaking of 2019, number 3, who's Laughlin now? Operation Varsity Blues. That's the scandal that proved that rich people will cheat at anything, even getting their kids into college. In 2019, the FBI exposed a wild bribery scheme where wealthy parents paid a guy named Rick Singer to make their children look like Olympic-level athletes when most of them couldn't even run a mile without a smoothie break. Actress Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin became the faces of the fiasco. Huffman paid $15,000 to fudge her daughter's SAT score, while Loughlin allegedly spent $500,000 pretending her kids were star rowers. Spoiler, they were not. One of them didn't even know what crew was. The whole thing was a masterclass in tone-deaf privilege, parents dropping 6 figures to game a system already tilted in their favor just to secure a dorm room and some overpriced textbooks. The rest of us were out there sweating through essays and student aid applications, while they were photoshopping water polo pictures. When the story broke, America gasped, not because anyone was surprised, but because the details were so perfectly ridiculous. Turns out the real college lesson was this: no matter how rich you are, you can't cheat your way out of public humiliation. Which, of course, leads us to the college scandal costume, which is nothing more than a sexy orange jumpsuit with Mom of the Year crossed out. Yeah, I think if you wear that, you're going to be explaining it to people all night. I feel like an Aunt Becky costume with her in handcuffs might serve you better. 6 years ago. Number 4. Wait, what? Okay, maybe those last two were dumb because it was like an okay joke 6 years ago and is still in circulation now that that day is long gone. But some timely things are pretty meh as well. Take this tariffs costume, just like money with tariffs stamped across the chest. What does that even mean? And there are a lot of costumes in this vein. Here are newspapers with fake stamped across the front, so she's fake news. Do these outfits only work in concert with like a Donald Trump costume? Hope you don't get separated, but yeah, I guess they kind of make sense in that context, but what the hell is this? The newspaper dress with a question mark across the front and a funny nose and glasses disguise. Oh, it's sexy anonymous op-ed. What does that mean? I mean, I literally know what an anonymous op-ed is. I just don't understand why you would choose it for a Halloween costume. Number 5, not a smart cookie. Last week, we did a whole deal on how it's in bad taste to take young characters and sexy them up for a costume. Talking about Wednesday Addams, who's like 16, Dorothy Gale in that same ballpark, etc. But turning a whole youth organization into a lingerie act, not fun, not creative, just weird, kind of horrifying. Let's break it down. Girl Scouts are literally kids who sell Thin Mints and learn, knot tying. They don't inspire sensuality unless your kink is painfully tone deaf. You belong on an FBI list. Slapping on a short khaki skirt and a sash full of fake badges doesn't make you edgy or funny. Bonus points if you try to convince people it's ironic. No, Emmeline, it's not ironic. It's just creepy. Halloween is for fantasy, horror, fun, sexualizing, an institution for kids? That's just scary in all the wrong ways. Look, if you want a sexy costume, literally anything else exists. Anything. Number 6. Oh, man. All right. This whole list can't be hourglass figures and mascara. Let's try a little one for the ladies. Being a Renaissance man used to mean you were basically Leonardo da Vinci, painting masterpieces, designing flying machines, and casually inventing the future in your spare time. These days usually means you know how to make a decent omelet and can quote a Christopher Nolan movie. True Renaissance man supposedly does it all. Reads philosophy, plays guitar, runs marathons, brews his own craft beer. In reality, most modern Renaissance men just have too many hobbies and a desperate need to seem interesting on LinkedIn. The spirit of the Renaissance was curiosity and mastery, not juggling 3 half-finished projects and a podcast that no one listens to. But hey, if you can discuss stoicism and make a killer Negroni, maybe you're halfway there. Michelangelo would be proud, or at least, mildly amused. So this brings us to the Renaissance man costume, which is this. Is this guy good at something besides crunches? Maybe. But that costume certainly isn't telling that story. Number 7, let's talk about it. The TikTok ban, the government's last attempt to protect us from dancing teenagers and lip-sync thirst traps. Every few months, some politician decides that this is the hill they're willing to die on, declaring TikTok a national security threat, as Beijing might be spying on our Get Ready With Me videos, probably because the people that use TikTok, mainly 15-year-olds, aren't old enough to vote. Sure, China could be collecting our data, but honestly, what are they learning? That Americans love Stanley Cups, hate their jobs, and will do anything for a 12-second dopamine hit. And now someone's making a Halloween costume out of it. Great, because nothing screams fun party vibes like dressing up as a symbol of digital paranoia and bipartisan grandstanding. What's next? A net neutrality costume? Ooh, maybe someone can come up with a privacy policy update. Let's be real, the TikTok ban is basically lawmakers pretending to be cybersecurity experts while half of them think the cloud is literal weather. You want a scary costume? Go as your screen time report. That is horror. Ooh, or worse, go as your search history. Well, there's our list, and I leave out any other sexy Halloween costumes that are really stupid. So please leave them in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tippity tap that notification bell. Until next time, I'm Seven McAllister for 7 Entertainment saying bye-bye.